Welcome back to another Gimpys Gal Guesses. Gimpys Gal here, and I am doing a DVG game today. It is called Down in Flames, Locked On. I get a very like Top Gun kind of feel from this, like with the navy plane, and I don't know what this green one on the top is, but there was another game I guessed a while back that had little teeny planes and they were so adorable, and these are not, I wouldn't call them adorable, but they're cool, and it gives me just Top Gun. Like I just hear the soundtrack of Top Gun playing when I look at the cover of this. It says the Modern Air Combat Card Game. So right away, if you've watched any of my recent Gimpys Gal Guesses, you've heard me talk extensively about a specific card game I saw at the WBC that really intrigued me, and it was Atlantic Storm, the Admiral's Edition, and I believe it's on the way or it will be coming soon. But that was a card-based war game that I was just obsessed with because it looked very simple and it looked like a card game that just had like a war theme to it. So because this says the Modern Air Combat Card Game, it makes me feel like this could be another one that could be a step into war games. Because if you're new, first of all, hello, welcome. Please subscribe. My husband is Gimpy. He posts lots of playthroughs and reviews, tutorials, that kind of stuff on war games. Specifically, most of them are solitaire, or he tries to do a lot of solitaire-based games. And I kind of have just started doing guesses where I try to figure out these games that he loves so much without reading the rule book. Like I just try to put it together. So welcome if you're new, but if you are new, I am not an avid war gamer. It actually is probably on the bottom of my list of games I would choose to play. However, I have seen some recently, Down in Flames Locked On included, that make me think I could get into it. So that is what we're guessing today. This is a DVG game. Again, it's Down in Flames Locked On, the Modern Air Combat Card Game. That little phrase right there just makes my heart beat a little faster, makes me get excited that I could definitely see myself potentially playing this. I'm not making any promises, but just from that little phrase alone. So on the back, it says, I've got Tone, Fox 1, Missile Away. And then we have all the different cards, or some of the different cards with the different little mini planes. Again, they are adorable. I'm going to have to say it, even though that doesn't really mix with a war game. But they are adorable little planes, and they still give me the kind of Top Gun feel because the cards look like, what is it? The cockpit of a plane, like a fighter jet. That's what the card looks like with all the information. So that's on the back. And then it says includes solitaire rules. So we know this can be played solitaire, which is amazing. And then we have game components. We have 98 full color action cards, 126 full color aircraft cards. So that's a lot of cool, adorable colored aircraft cards. We have 3 full color counter sheets, 6 full color historical campaigns, and full color rules booklets. So they are very into color. Maybe they watched my video where I suggested glitter should be added to the mix, and maybe they've added glitter in with their color because all the components in here are color, which is cool. So that's what's on the back. It says game scale, individual aircraft, players 1 to 6, time to play 30 minutes. That's really quick. That means if we have to be out of the door, I know, hey, we can play this in 30 minutes. I love games that give you a quick play time like that because it makes it easier to convince someone to sit down and play with you because you know it's not going to take too much of your time. And then it says complexity is low to moderate. So here is the back of the box. And let's open her on up here. It always kind of feels like Christmas. If I loved this kind of stuff, it would feel even more like Christmas, but it is because it's a surprise. Like most of these I've never even seen inside. I've gotten to where when he opens them and kind of looks through them, I don't like to be in the room because sometimes he wants to just tell me details about them, and there have been games that I haven't been able to guess because he's wanted to include me and educate me on things that I can't know about if I'm going to guess. So this one I haven't seen in, so I'm going to pull everything out like I usually do. Not seeing any glitter, so that's a little bit disappointing. There's a little 106 in here. I don't know what that is for. A little paper, thank you. Is that our lottery number? Maybe, perhaps. All right, here's the cards. And let's see what, these must be the campaign. Yeah, those have to be the campaign cards. This is the, okay, here's the solitaire rules right here, which is only like 7 pages long. Yeah, so that seems pretty simple, but I like that it includes that because, for example, like I said, Gimpy does focus a lot on solitaire games, and some of them don't have a specific solitaire set of rules for them. So I think there are some companies who have like a standard solitaire component that can be kind of geared towards all different games. Like it's like a generic solitaire thing, but I think this is awesome that DVG put the solitaire rules in here with the regular rules. So if you are into playing the solitaire, if you can't convince your partner or your friend or your wife because she's like me and is just like, oh my gosh, ooh, a war game, no, then at least you know you can still play and have fun. So this is the solitaire rules. Then we have the regular rule book here, which is 20 pages. So again, not too long. It does have lots of adorable little pictures of the planes and of the cards. And I really like these cards. Let me see if I can find, here it is. These right here have, if you can see, down here at the bottom right here, it looks like the cockpit of a fighter jet. I don't know if that's what it's called in a fighter jet, if it's called the cockpit or if it's called something different. But that's what that looks like, and I just think that's so adorable because most cards, you know, they're going to be like this. They're going to have the picture and they're going to have information on it, but I like how they did this where it looks like you're in the cockpit. So it makes me want to set it in front of me and like really get into the action of it and pretend that I'm in there. If you haven't seen, I don't remember which one, if it was my last one or the one before that, where I mentioned that when I first was around gaming in general, not just war games, but in gaming, I honestly didn't understand that there were dice involved. I didn't understand that because I just thought it was like playing Barbies as a girl. I would just play Barbies. They would make them talk and interact with each other. I assumed that's how these types of games were played. You just made it up as you went. That's what I thought. I know, stupid, but that's what I thought. So now that I've been exposed to them a little more, I understand there's cards, there's dice, and all that involved in it. But I just really, really, really love these cards because it's just so creative the way they did that. So the only thing that could have made it a little better is if there was some aspect of glitter on the back of it or something. I do like glitter. I am a girly girl, so I would absolutely love a little sparkle or little rainbows, something, you know. All right, so those are the cards, but anyway, in the rule book, I just like to flip through to see if anything sticks out. Like there was a one I did that had stop boxes, so it kind of summarized each chapter. I liked that. Sometimes there's big things that stick out, like right here, how to win. Boom, that's what I need to know. So it says shoot down the enemy aircraft to win the game. Easy, simple, okay. I know what my objective is to shoot the enemy down. The only question is, how do I do that and what do I do to make that happen? So that's what we're gonna be guessing here. It does have a sequence of play and then all the information about the different cards and the different counters. So definitely could use a little more color. It is a color rule book, but there's no purples or pinks or, you know, pretty girly colors. I guess it's not a girly game, so that makes sense. But it could help make it a little better. But not too long of a read. It's only 20 pages, so that's pretty simple reading. It looks like it breaks it down very, very easy for you. So then we have these. What were these? Hold on, let me check here. Why did I do that? We have 3 full color counter sheets, 6 historical campaigns. I don't know what these are because it's not listed. These are the campaigns right here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, here's the solitaire chart. So this goes with the solitaire rule booklet. So it has all the charts to tell you how to do it solitaire. So I'm going to stick that with the solitaire booklet. And then we have the 6 historical campaigns. So these are based on history. If you watched our discussion video, we talked about history and gaming, and I personally like to see it kept accurate. And this is a historically based game, and these campaigns are based on actual events. So we have 1973 Yom Kippur War, which I've heard of Yom Kippur. I think it's like a a Jewish holiday, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but that is what this campaign is. So I don't know. Israel gains 10 victory points for each enemy aircraft they destroy with a gun attack. So it looks like it just, you pick one of these. I'm assuming you can just pick one at random. And then to make it solitaire, I guess you would just kind of combine the solitaire chart with whichever campaign you choose, and it will make some changes. But this is just, I guess, telling you which planes are involved and their like stats and what they can do type of thing. I'm assuming is what these are. Then we have 1991 Desert Storm. Definitely heard of Desert Storm. This is what that one looks like. I'll show each of them briefly. And then we have Falkland Island War of 1982, which looks like this. So they all have maps and the information about which jets or planes or whatever they're called were involved. And then we have 1968 Rolling Thunder. Rolling Thunder. I like that. That sounds like a roller coaster or something at like Carowinds. Probably if you're not from North Carolina or South Carolina, you probably don't know what Carowinds is, but it's like our local Busch Gardens, basically. It's a theme park. It's not really local to me, but it's in North Carolina. And there is a ride on there called Days of Thunder that was based off of the movie, and a ride called Top Gun, so perfect for this. But since they're no longer owned by Paramount, those rides got their names changed. But this just reminds me of like a roller coaster, the Rolling Thunder. It just sounds like a roller coaster, right? So this one, 1968 Rolling Thunder. This is another campaign card. Again, this one, they all look very similar. The maps obviously are different because they're in different locales. And then the planes are different and what they can do are different. But I don't know, like, this one says Furball, North Vietnamese, 2XMIG19SF Farmer. That is literally gibberish to me. Eagle Eyes, focused. So someone's focused. It also says gunfighter, so someone's fighting with a gun, someone has eagle eyes, and it's a furball. I don't know what any of that means, but that's another one of the campaign options. And then we have two more. We have the Indian and Pakistan War of 1965. Again, it just has like a map, the planes, all those different gibberish words to me. But I do love the detail in the little planes on here, and the map looks like an actual map that you would look at to navigate. And some of these, like, this is the cutest little thing. It looks like a little like Mars rover, like the Mars rover. That's what that looks like, but obviously it's not on Mars. But that's what that looks like. So I don't know what that's all about, but again, this is just another one of the campaign options. And then the last one is 1953 Korean War. And that is what that one looks like. All right, so those were the rule booklets, the solitaire and the regular, and then we had the campaign maps and the solitaire campaign map, which I'm assuming you just combine the solitaire with whichever campaign you choose and it makes it solitaire. I don't know if you use the solitaire on its own or if you couple them together, but that kind of is an oxymoron to take a solitaire and couple it with something. But that, you know what I mean. If you just take and pick a campaign and then you reference the solitaire campaign, whatever, the solitaire charts, to be able to play it solitarily. Then we have these, which are adorable. And my guess is 1, 2, 3, there's 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't say, they're all exactly the same, but it doesn't say what this is for, but it looks like this. I haven't even showed it to you. I'm like trying to figure out what it is and you don't even know what I'm looking at. So there's 4 of these. To me, it looks like maybe the cards can go in the middle here, very organized. So maybe these are for when you're playing, for you to keep your cards here to keep track of different things. And then there's little spaces for counters. So like there's 2 on the sides that say missile. So like over here and over here they say missiles, and they're the same size and shape as the counters. So you probably put those there, and then CM, 3 of those across the top. I'm assuming that's some other, oh, we have CM on the counter sheet here. At the bottom of that counter sheet, there's something that says CM. So I'm assuming that goes there, and then your cards go here. There's also A, B, 2 of those at the bottom, and then it looks like some more missile and some more regular counters. So I think this is for you to keep all your stuff together. And it's really cute because it looks like you're in, again, a cockpit. So you can keep all your stuff right here. You got your counters lined up, your cards lined up, and you're ready to go and shoot the enemy plane down and win the game. So let me look at these counters really quick, and then I'll give my final guess as to what I think this is, because I think that's the last of it. Then we'll take a quick peek at some of the cards. So the counters, there is 3 counter sheets, so not too many, but they're different shapes, and I love how adorably these fit into these little play cards, whatever these are. They weren't listed on the box, but obviously they come with it, and I like that they're kind of a way to organize and kind of get you in the role of the Top Gun feel. So I really love those. So the counters we have on this first one, sheet 1, I love it when they say front and back, because someone like me may not know which side is the front and which side is the back. But these, it says sheet 1 front, looks like we have all different kinds of missiles with numbers and letters that I, again, have no clue what they mean. And then we have at the bottom, okay, there's AB. I told you that that was on the little play card thing. At the bottom it says AB. There's 2 slots for that. So we see that come into play down here on these counters. And then we see, sorry, that was my tablet. We see CM across here. And again, those were on here. So those have to be meaningful, and definitely going to be using them because there's slots specific blah 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 for them on these. So that is the front of sheet 1, and then on the back, again, same with the missiles. It's just there's 1 instead of 2. So I guess when you use 1, you flip the counter over to reveal that there is 1 left. And then on these, it says AB off. And then CM tone missile, and on the back, those say the same thing, but the AB says on the back, and then the CM are just the same. So that is the back of sheet 1. Sheet 2 front, we have more missiles, again, 2 on the missile thing, and then we have different like phrases. So we have a guided intercept 2, drift factor, aircraft expertise, green, nugget, newbie, which is definitely what I would be, eagle eyes, cocky, which is what Gimpy is, edge of the envelope, 90-degree angle, in my sights, which is what you are, excuse me, guided intercept 3, gunfighter, why did I say it like that, gunfighter, edge, up the sleeve, skilled, jink, relief, ace, grit, focused, and fighter pilot. They're the same size as these, but I think they're just like little maybe special abilities that you can get. I don't know how you get them, but that's what I'm assuming they are. And then at the bottom, more with letters and numbers. And then again, with the missiles on this sheet, they turned 1 on the back. So when you use 1, I'm assuming you flip it, and there's the back. So we have the missiles with just 1, and then we have numbers on the back of those little phrases that I read you, and then these at the bottom look the same on the front and the back with maybe a little bit of difference. Some of them say low on one side and high on the other, but the others are exactly the same on the front and the back. So I don't know what those mean, but they're cute and they're pretty, what's the word, practical. Then we have our third and final sheet. We have a few more of those little special abilities. We have bat turn, tiger, better envelope, veteran, timely, NFOD, test pilot, quick hands, diligent, brave, agile, and 0-degree angle. And then we have aircraft 1 through 6 here. Then these look like when you're looking at a radar, that's what they look like. So this maybe goes on here somewhere. And then we have RNG here at the bottom, says the same on the front and the back. And then again, the missiles, 2 on this side, 1 on the back. So this is the front of sheet 3, and this is the back of sheet 3. So now that we have looked at all of the contents, I'm gonna grab a sip because my voice is going. I've been filming so much that my voice is not caught up to me. So I have to excuse me for a second so I can regain my composure. But yeah, I caught the bug at WBC, guys. I'm telling you, I just want to be more involved. And it isn't for any other reason, honestly, than the fact that the people who are all a part of this, whether it's people who just play, people like Gimpy, myself, or Mo from Mo's Game Table or the Player's Aid who do reviews and interviews and playthroughs of this stuff, or it's people like David and Uva who are publishers and the creators that we met. Everyone that has a hand in this, it just makes you want to be more involved. So even though I never ever thought I would say I would ever be excited about playing a war game, I have to say I think I could potentially play this one with Gimpy. So if you want to see that, you have to comment. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you follow us on Facebook under Gimpys Gal. It is just at Gimpys Gal on Facebook. I will try to get a Twitter set up because I know so many people use Twitter. I just can't get into it. I'm just not one of those people, but I'll try and we'll get Gimpy set up. But definitely follow us on all of those because we're going to do polls and interactive stuff. But if you think that this is one I would play, so how do I word this? If you've played Atlantic Storm or if you know Atlantic Storm and you know this game, let me know if you think I could play this because I don't really know what this is about. I just know the box said that it's a card game, which is promising to me. So now that we have gone through all the components and I've blabbered on and on, let's see if we can figure this out. Let's look at the back of these cards really quickly. So these all just say Down in Flames Locked On. These three have like the same image on the front, which is this. And then the back, this is the one that has the little cockpit on it right here. So I don't know what's different. This one has a British, says 1979. C, Harrier, FRS, then it has all the different stats on it. Maybe this is what you put here and it tells you what plane you're operating. So maybe that's what that is. We have just more of those here. This one is an American one, 1973. F-14A Tomcat, another Top Gun reference. I'm just kidding. I know Top Gun is not historically accurate and this is not based off of Top Gun, but give me a break. I'm trying to keep it, you know, in relation to things I know. And I know Tom Cruise in Top Gun. But this one is an American one. Again, has more of those things. I really feel like this would look adorable and perfect in this little box here on these little player cards. So I'm guessing that's where these go. This is the plane that you're flying. And then this one has the same on the front. The back says react to, and then it says any card played against your aircraft cannot be played by a missile. This one says ace, pilot, range 3, positioning 4. So maybe these are like your action cards that you get to do while you're playing the game. You flip a card and it will tell you something that you get to react to. So I'm guessing that's what that is. And then this last one is another pile of reaction cards. I don't know, one is light and one is dark, so I don't know what the difference is. And this has the same Top Gun picture as on the box. Again, I'm joking. I know it's not really from Top Gun, but that's what it gives me the vibes of. And then this one just says react to gun, tone, missile, red line, range 3, positioning 2. So these to me sound like some type of action or event card. And then these are your aircrafts. So now that we've looked at everything extensively and you've gotten my colorful take on what it all is, let's try to put it all together to figure out what this game is. So it said in the rule book that your goal is to take down the enemy plane and you win. So my guess is if you're playing solitaire, you're just going to do this using the solitaire charts and it will play the same way as if you're playing against someone. So depending on how many people you have, there's 4 of these, so I don't know if there's 2 more somewhere or if you can get 2 more, maybe you just make a copy of them. My guess is you're going to have this in front of you. You pick the scenario and it's going to tell you which side has which planes. You find that in here. You put your plane on your thing and then whatever it tells you, it'll tell you, I'm assuming, how many missiles you have, what special abilities you have. All of that will go around in here, and then you draw reaction cards, and it tells you what you can do and how you can use the counters you have, and your goal is to defeat them. So it's a strategy game, but it also comes down to kind of luck, in my opinion, if what I'm saying is true, and that those react to cards can kind of throw a wrench in your plan. So it's a card-based game, obviously, but there's still counters, there's still strategy involved, but it looks really promising and fun. And I actually, like I said, if you think that if you know this game and you're not watching this for informational purposes, because let's be real, guys, I don't do this for informational purposes. I do this for fun. But if you think I would enjoy this based on my like of Atlantic Storm, then comment below and let me know. So that is my guess, excuse me, of Down in Flames Locked On by DVG, which is Dan Verson Games. We have a ton of his games, and this one might actually be one that I play. So if that happens, I will let you know on my Facebook page when and where and how we're going to be incorporating this, but I may be playing this with Gimpy. So if you want to see that, give this a like and comment. But otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed this Gimpys Gal guesses. And if you have any questions, comment them below. But your best way to keep in contact with us is to follow me on Facebook at Gimpys Gal. And like I said, I'm very active on there. I plan to do some live things on there that are going to be kind of Q&A and interactive. And I always post on there what videos are coming up so you know what to look for. So definitely check out the Facebook page and share it if you can. It's very new and I'm trying to reach the people that we reach here on Facebook. So go check it out. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in another video soon. Bye! Okay, I really want to play this game because it really, actually, let's just see. Now that I've guessed, I can look at the rulebook because it's not cheating because I've already given my guess, so I'm not cheating. So let's look at this rulebook here because I want to see if I'm right, if I would play this or not. So let's see. Okay, it says the aircraft cards represent your aircraft. So I was right about that. And then it says what each thing stands for, which is perfect. So I can figure that out. That's easy. Let's see. Range, it talks all about that. Missile counters. This is just talking about the different cards. Action card play. Okay. You initiate an action during your turn by playing an action card. The opposing player can respond by playing an action card in reaction to yours if the title of your action card appears in their actions card react to. So the two that I read on the back of those were cards that can be played in defense of what someone has just played to you. So that makes sense. The action cards. Each action card can be used in one of several ways to perform an attack or other action, react to a card played against you, adjust your aircraft's position, adjust range of one enemy aircraft and or of your own, or declare declare how you're using an action card when you play it. Okay, so this is all seeming very simple, seeming like I was close. Playing a campaign. Campaigns allow you to link a series of air battles during a war. You and your opponent select which side each of you will play. I was right about that. Duration has one or more missions. Play the missions in their numbered order. Each mission has a duration of 6 turns. Let's see, and then here we go. Skills, it's just talking about more of the counters. Where did it say that? To win. I saw that earlier. Now I'm not seeing it. Okay, how to win. Shoot down the enemy aircraft to win. If neither aircraft is shot down after 6 rounds of play, the game ends in a draw. So it's exactly what I said. It's a card game where you have a campaign. It tells you which planes, depending on what side, and then you're playing cards kind of like Magic, or there's some other games we've played that you play cards in reaction to. So please don't shoot me for comparing this to Magic. I know it's not like Magic, but that's what comes to mind. So definitely see myself playing this in the future. So good job, Dan Verson Games, because I'm definitely going to be partaking in the Down in Flames Locked On game.